Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Can I just say you are filling my bucket today? This room is crowded. I was a little nervous, but now I have people here and you are all so helpful. So thank you so much as we are getting organized. So you should have your QR code that has all of our handouts for all of our presentations at the conference. So I tried to just loop it all in. And then there is a set of seeds. For some, most of them are forget-me-nots, and then some have wildflowers that have forget-me-nots in them. The way this presentation came aboard was my mom gave me a pin when I went off to college, and it was a forget-me-not. And so my mom has passed away, but I carry that forget-me-not everywhere I go. And so I often go into centers and I talk to providers, and we're always talking about the children, and it's my job to really then say, let's stop and not forget the staff that we interact with, and then the admin. So I want to make sure when you plant your seeds this spring that you don't forget about yourselves and your staff, because you need to make sure your cup is filled so you can help water the gardens that you grow with your kids at your centers. So thank you all for your patience this afternoon. I know it's after lunch. We do have some candy to pick you up. And this is the session called Forget-Me-Nots, Intentional Steps Towards Meaningful Staff Engagement. My name is Beth Huertas, and I work for Public Health Management Corporation. And let's see if the technology loves us. This is my contact information. Feel free to email me at any time. I am the PBIS project manager over at PHMC, and I work with an initiative called Pathways to Positive Connections. And we work with about 15 providers in Philadelphia in early childhood trying to implement and explore PBIS. My partner today is Tiffany. Tiffany Sharvis. She is one of our providers that is a part of Pathways to Positive Connections, and she is dynamic in what she does. So I'm going to let her kind of roll and run the show, and I'm going to be her Vanna White. And I'll be the one running around.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So after lunch, I know we're kind of like, So I am going to introduce myself the way I do every morning at Somerset Academy. But I need some help, okay? This is how you help me. Normally, I would have a huge circle. If anybody knows anything about Freedom Schools in Harambe, I have a Harambe circle every morning. Harambe in Swahili means let's pull together. And it is very important when we talk about staff engagement, when we talk about our children, when we talk about working together, we start together. So because we don't have a large room, I'm not going to ask you to do that. But I am going to ask you to follow along. It's real simple. First, how many administrators, directors do we have in the room? Raise your hands. Okay, so I expect more from you guys, okay? Great. So, how many teachers, I know, shaking your head, right? How many teachers do we have? Okay, this is something I would love for you to take back to your schools. If you remember all of it, there will be a link if you need some help. So, everyone, we're in education, so we know how to spell good morning. But I will go over it. Goodmorning. Good morning, okay? Yes, it's afternoon. But it's going to go Goodmorning. Good morning. Good morning. That's what I need you guys to do. I need you to follow instructions.
I think we need to practice.
All right. So I'm going to say good morning, Goodmorning, and I'm going to slow it down, I promise. Because I know it's hard to spell good morning, right? Goodmorning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, awesome. Now, here's anybody speak another language? What do you speak, ma'am?
Spanish.
There we go. We say buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias. Same rhythm. Anybody speak French? Anybody know how to say good morning in French? Bonjour. There you go. Anyone speak Swahili? Let me help you. Abarahi za sabuhi. Everyone with me. Abarahi za sabuhi. That is good morning in Swahili. Does anyone speak German? There you go. And our kids say Guten Morgen, Guten Morgen, Guten Morgen. There we go. Does anyone know how to say good morning in Mandarin? Ni hao. Everyone say it with me. Ni hao, yes. And every language is the same rhythm and the same class. Okay? Got me? All right. And then we say good morning in Hebrew. Anybody? There we go. I heard it. Shalom. Yes. Okay. So we're going to try it. All right? There's another part. The only thing I need you guys to do when I say, how are you feeling? You guys are going to say, fantastic, terrific, great, all day long. I got the rest. Okay? Okay? When you see the sweat pouring, you will understand why. Because usually there's a big circle and I'm running around and I do this every morning. And I have been doing this every morning since 2018. All right? Cancer and all, but that's a whole nother story, right? But it helps. It helps all of that energy. So this is how it starts. Everybody remember? All right? Remember? All right. Good morning, everyone. G-O-O-D-M-O-R-N-I-N-G. Good morning. Good morning. G. Come on, y'all. Y'all educated. M-O-R-N-I-N-G. Good morning. Good morning. I got this one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And then I say, what day is it? I got this part. What day is it though, y'all? It's Wednesday at Harambe. And this side's feeling all right. Yup. It's Wednesday at Harambe. And this side's feeling all right. Can y'all do it? It's Wednesday at Harambe. And this side's feeling all right. Yup. It's Wednesday at Harambe. And this side's feeling all right. It's Wednesday at Harambe. This is when I need y'all to do that, fantastic, terrific all day long. Okay. So I say, how y'all feeling? Fantastic, terrific, great, all day long. I got it. We're going to hit on with the matrix. Make your kids do it. Whoa! And then the survey says, and they go like, ding, 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 ding. And then all of my kids, we say, I got a recognition. Y'all say recognize, all right? I got a recognition. Recognize. I said, I got a recognition. Recognize. I would love to recognize all of you for coming into this session. You could have picked any session here, but you chose this one. Give yourselves a hand. And for all of y'all support, I say, good job, good job. Good job, good job. G-O-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job. So that is how I introduce. There's a couple of things I left out to the end. But in a nutshell, we do this every morning with 1-year-olds all the way up to my staff. And every day you see something different. It really invites everyone. We recognize staff. We recognize birthdays. We recognize anybody in the area for doing a great job. And what do you think it does for those kids and staff? I heard it. What? It empowers them. Yes. Especially children that may have a speech impediment, that may be nervous. You'll see their little hands like, okay. I recognize my mommy bought me a dog and the dog ran over the thing and we're just like, great, awesome, that is great, right? But then you also get to recognize your teachers. You get to say, hey, Beth did an amazing job yesterday. And everybody gets to turn at Beth and say, we know you did a good job, so say you did a good job. We know you did a good job. J-O-O-D, J-O-B. Good job, good job. And what else does it do? What are we doing every day? What are we doing? Preparing for the day and spelling. Yes, yes. Children know how to say good job. So I am, again, Tiffany Chavou. I am the new, my title just changed recently. I was the executive director, and I was just promoted to the chief operating officer of Somerset Academy Early Learning Center in Philadelphia. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So we had some shared agreements. We want you to be engaged as much as you possibly can, and you did that right now, so thank you so much. We want you to be able to be accountable. Manage your own environment. If you need to step out, but please come back. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want to be inclusive. There's going to be a lot of different opinions, different ideas. Please open them with open arms. And bring that synergy. We want that positivity, and you all showed that so far this afternoon by helping each other out. I saw somebody grabbing Post-its and helping me pass those out and sending things down the line. So thank you so much for just exuding all of this already. As we go, we are going to start to talk about, oops, this is going to just be very fast for me today. Talking about that positive environment, right? And we're all like, we do PBIS, we do pyramid model practices. We want to make sure our focus with our lens is on our staff and on the adults in the building. And I have been to Somerset multiple times, and I get there extra early so I can get there for that meeting every time. And I have no rhythm, and you saw me having trouble keeping up with the clapping. I am honest, but I have so much fun, and I feel so empowered, and I have no problem trying to dance and try to play up and keep up with everybody else. It is such a welcoming environment, and you can hear it throughout the day at Somerset. And I pop in and out of classrooms, and being recognized, those kids will come up, give you hugs. They will tell you what their recognitions are for and everything in that nature. So it is that positive environment. That teaching staff, the same thing. Super helpful, very willing to jump in and help you along with that song and all the emotions to go with it, so you don't get embarrassed, because I'm a shy person. I'll be honest, I do not dance at weddings just because it gets a little crazy. But you're there to be present and be a part of that community. So we are going to talk about the admin piece first. The boss versus the leader. So we are, if you don't mind, if you do have Post-its, just jot down some of characteristics about being a boss first.
And if you look around the room, you can just put the Post-its on the paper that says boss characteristics.
They tell you what to do and expect you to do it.
They tell you what to do and expect you to do it. So that sounds like they're dictators, right? All right, can we write dictators on there? Anybody else? If you have a Post-it and you want me to grab it, or feel free, this is your time to stretch those legs, get up, move. You can put it on the board, but if you would rather us come around and grab it, or I can go into teacher mode and just say, hey, sir, who just smiled at me, what is a characteristic of a boss?
Just very much, they're in charge.
They're in charge. In charge. Yes.
Top down.
Top down. Top down.
Top down.
Talk down. Like that. In the red, yes. Band, yes, red band. Sorry.
There's only room for one.
There's only room for one. Sir. Just a supervisor. Let me know, Beth, if I'm going too fast. Micromanager. I don't like those. I don't like being one. Yes, ma'am. Unhelpful. Rigid.
The me versus us mentality.
Me versus them. Let's see, somebody, yes.
Compliance officer.
Compliance officer. I saw some over here.
You all are testing my spelling abilities today.
I see in charge. Oh, I like this. This boss characteristic said open-minded, listener, and manages. Okay. A good community is leaders, bosses, we all have emotions. But how do we deal with those emotions? Are we one that we're having a bad day, so now everybody has a bad day? Or are you able to check yourself and saying, you know what? I'm just not there. And we all get it. Most of us, we all work with children. Yes? So, and we have lives. We're married. We have children. We have some of us grandchildren. Some of us, life happens. But how do we as leaders, because we're going to maybe steer away from being bosses, how do we as leaders create an environment for our staff to want to work, to want to come in? How do we do that for our parents? How do we do it for our children? Leaders, it's important, must not. One of the things that is really important in my center is we have to speak positivity. One of the quotes that I say to my staff is, we must not let unwholesome talk come out of our mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs. According to their needs, not Tiffany's needs. Yes, I may need you to do better in a classroom, but what is it that you need to do that? A boss says, I need you to have this report on time, I need this, I need that, and walks away. But have you really stopped to say, okay, well, I've now asked you for this 3 times and you haven't given it to me. And instead of saying, well, Tiffany, is there a reason why it didn't get to me? You may have forgot as a boss that you have asked Tiffany to do 4 different things and gave her 4 different deadlines, but you don't remember because you're just going down the line. But Tiffany remembers. By the way, her name is Tiffany too. But Tiffany remembers. And she's, instead of, she's just going like this. Oh, okay. She may not want to lose her job. So she may not feel comfortable because someone said you're not approachable to be able to say, but which one do you want done first? And then instead of going to Tiffany, sometimes what we do is we start talking to the administrative assistant. I can't believe Tiffany didn't do what I asked. Right? Be the change, and I like this quote. We are no longer able to change a situation. We are challenged to change who? Ourselves. One of my staff says something, and I keep it in everything I do. Be the change you want to see. It's mine. Be the change you want to see. If you want people to come and say, good morning, how are you? Do you think maybe you should start the day that way? Say good morning. If you come into Somerset, you cannot come through my doors without saying good morning. Really. My staff will tell you, I will have you go back outside and come back in. And you certainly, because I sit at the front, you certainly can't say, hi, Tiffany, Miss Tiffany, da-da-da-da-da. Whoa, okay, hi, good morning. How are you? My parents, I've trained them too. Good morning. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Good morning, how are you? How are you today? How was your ride in? Because I had to check Tiffany. I did. Because at first I wasn't always being a good leader. I had some of those boss characteristics. But I changed them because I wanted to be the change that I needed to see in my school. Another good quote. Leaders must be, somebody said, kind or compassionate, empathetic, joyful, peaceful, and practice, if nothing else, self-control. How many people have an issue with self-control? And it doesn't have to be, it can be you eat a lot of sweets, you drink a lot of coffee and you know you shouldn't. I mean, it can be anything, right? Yes. We must learn to practice self-control. Sometimes that means taking that walk around the block. because you just don't have it. I welcome all 180 children into my school every morning by name. By name. There are some days I just don't have it. I don't. But when I practice self-control, when I check Tiffany, when I check my emotions, I am able to say to Beth, you know what, Beth, can you do this morning? And now what? I have a different teacher welcoming students every day. Now they feel that they are a part of the team because now parents get to see them as well. The parents, see a different face. Somebody else has all that energy, but guess what? Now my staff are bought in to why good morning with a smile. They said, Miss Tiffany, I did not know this took that much energy. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It takes energy when you're, having cramps or when you're, just not feeling it, or you didn't have your coffee in the morning, or you had a flat tire and you still had to be at that front door. Good morning, welcome. And you get the parents with the eyes rolling and here you go. Good morning. Well, you have a great day. You're just being condescending. I'm sorry. How can I help? So those are some things. Leaders, be the change that you want to see.
I was wondering, Tiffany, if we could hear from them.
Yes.
About how they are making the changes.
So, with the person that you just met, you are going to ask them, you're going to have just a little powwow and ask them, what are some behaviors that you would like to, and this is just between y'all two, look at yourself. What are some behaviors that you would like to change or you would like to work on to be a better leader or to be a better employee? Write them down on a piece of paper. On one of those Post-its. What are some characteristics or behaviors you would like to work on to be a better leader or to be a better employee? That's the first question. You're going to have 1 minute, only because we have about 30 minutes left and I want to make sure I get you out on time. All right, now with that same person, because you guys look like you really need to maybe finish some part of your conversation, I want to know what's something that you can do to put off the boss mentality and be that change that you just talked about and work on whatever issue that you just said. What's one action? For example, I, in my life, wanted years ago to stop cursing. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to, I didn't want to curse anymore. So I did this same exercise with self. And I said, what is one action that I can do to not curse anymore? And so what I said was, people, for me, not anybody talking about anybody else, people who use profanity, in my opinion, that's because you have a shortage of vocabulary. So let's build my vocabulary. So I worked to build my vocabulary. That was an action that I could do to change a behavior. Okay, we got it? All right, you're going to have 2 minutes to do this. All right, so we found out behaviors, and then because of the length of time, if we have time, we will speak out about those. But again, it was a time for self-reflection. What's a behavior, and what's an action that you can do to change that behavior? So you took all of that in, you looked at self, and what I implore you to do is to work on it. Maybe put it up on a board and say, this is what I'm going to do, and work towards making yourself a better leader or a better employee, and use that action to do that.
And as a leader, there was sometimes just asking your staff what they need to create that safe space. I had a supervisor that asked, what type of, supervisor gets under your skin? And I was like row manager, I'm scared because I don't think I'm doing well. So I don't do well when someone's constantly checking in. And if I go to their office, I think I'm in trouble. So can we take it outside somewhere? Can we do a walking meeting? Something. And that gave me the opportunity to share and let them know what's going to be beneficial for me, but also they know how to interact. So I don't get overwhelmed. So creating that safe space, have a code word too. I have a code word with my staff. If they say it, I know what it automatically means. Either I need to stop myself or we need to reevaluate the situation and take a step back. So just a code word. When I was a classroom teacher, it was pancake. I love maple syrup on my pancakes, and they knew I was having a bad day. Okay. Now it's an ice cream show, you know. And then I practice self-care. Admin, you don't always get to have a lot of time by yourself. Going to the bathroom sometimes is really hard because that phone continuously rings. But I used to take out trash because I could make it from every classroom to the dumpster. And that was my moment outside where nobody could bother me, and I was good because I had a handful of, dirty diapers and nobody wanted to be near me anyway. But taking that self-care. Even today at the conference, you're away from your buildings, you have tons of emails coming in. Make sure you take some time for yourself. Take a breath outside. That's outside my nature, self-care. Director circles or a network of people in a similar position as you, just so you can have somebody to vent to, someone to kind of share ideas and kind of, problem solve if you need to. Because if you're doing that with your staff, it's going to kind of set a different tone. Tiffany was sharing with stand-ins, asking staff sometimes, I can't do it today. Is it possible someone else can step in for things like greeting everybody at the door? I've done it as a visitor at a couple of sites. I love it. I'm like back at my, retail days. Hi, how you doing? Did you get this? How was your day? And making sure that communication is there. So we're going to keep it moving. This is, some statistics. As we all know, we're not happy. We're burning out. And it's reflected in our classroom and in our work. This is some statistics as of 2022. I don't think everybody kind of knows that, right? There's a staffing shortage. There's people that are not really wanting to be in the education field, and they're considering some changes. We want to make sure that there are some wellness features in your leadership and in your climate of your site. All of these slides, I know I'm going through rather quickly, is on your PowerPoint and on the QR code on your Padlet. We want to make sure you're well-rounded. You're thinking about the emotional contact, the physical, the social, just like as the kids in our classroom, you're bringing it into your staff meetings, into your day-to-day activities. So I'm going to hand it back over to Tiffany.
How can we make sure that we're all a part of a team? Anybody? Yes.
I think thinking about the other people.
Thinking about the other people. All right, thinking about others. Anybody else? Yes.
Making personal connections with those team members.
Making personal connections with those team members. Yes. Personal connections. Yes. Talking and collaborating. Yes.
Just define what you think a team is together.
Define what you think a team is together. I hear a lot of working together, talking, communication. There is no what in what. There is no I in team. Making sure that we are all connected. Yes.
And the we is always smarter than the me.
The we, I like that. The we is always smarter than the me. I like that. I'm going to take that back. Anybody else? Yes. Defining the rules and the norms of the group. Why is that important?
Mutual respect.
I heard
Mutual respect.
mutual respect, yes. If we all know what our expectations are, we can all conform or say, well, I don't know how to do that. It's very hard when a new person comes in. What I've learned in childcare is sometimes, and I'm going to just put myself on the spot because I told you I'm very transparent. You think, oh my goodness, and we're all in this teacher shortage that we just saw. You hire somebody and I'm just like, come on, Beth, yep, you're a teacher, great. Here's a classroom. But did I take the time to tell her what the norms of Somerset was? What I found out is that That doesn't work. Because she may take on the norms of ABC care. Those norms may be we grab children, we just talk down to them, and then I'm frustrated as the director because I'm like, well, you're not doing your job, but she is. I didn't do my job. I didn't take the time to make her a part of the team. I didn't do the job to have a personal connection. I didn't do the job to communicate. I didn't do my job. But unless we are working to be good leaders and not bosses, we will not take the time to check ourselves. And we will continue saying, she, he didn't do it. What else? What are some other ways that we can build teamwork? Yes?
Creating common spaces where people can gather.
Cre-
I'm in a situation where there's not a lunchroom, there's not a staff room.
Creating common spaces where people can gather. That is very important. That is why at Somerset there are two. There are two places, and we have an outside space because that is important. Something Beth said, when you feel like you may be in trouble if you're going to the principal's office. So I'll just come and have a seat next to Miss Tiffany and say, hi, how you doing today? Let's talk. But I'm doing it in her space. So if you ever have to come into Tiffany's office, and Beth probably doesn't even know where that is because I'm never in it. Oh, okay, yep, once. But most people don't know that I even have an office because I float around. So, any other ways that we can create teamwork? One of the things that I do when each new staff person comes in, they get a little welcome bag. It's not much, a lot of stuff, some things come from the dollar store, some self-care, we saw some self-care stuff. What I do is give everyone a welcome and say, welcome to Somerset. Thank you for being a part of the team. My emails, they all say, hey team, because I'm a part of you guys. There's nothing that I have not done, nothing that I will not do. So if I ask you to do it, trust and believe I have either already done it or I will, because I want you to know that I am a part of the team. What are some ways that we can build teamwork within the program? What are some things that you guys do? What are some things that are done that you really like? Or what are some things that you wish was done at your center?
So I'm an admin at a high school. So 3 out of the 4 of our admin team is brand new to the building. It's a perfect opportunity to start all this new stuff that they haven't seen in a really long time. They were in a rut. We do staff shout outs in the faculty lounge where staff get to showcase other staff and admin jump on it too. So we're showcasing things we see around the building and then it gets posted. The bulletin board is covered within the month. Then we take them down, shuffle them up, and then staff drawings happen and there's prizes to be won.
Staff drawings, shouting out people, recognizing that personal connection. What else? What else is done? Yes?
Consistent staff meetings.
Consistent staff meetings.
It's a time for folks to, talk about the updates, but also get their opinion out. And once you have that consistently, folks know they have an outlet or platform to kind of contribute to.
Having an outlet and a platform, making sure that they're consistent so that staff know that there is a time that they can voice their concerns, their thoughts, their suggestions. Great. Yes.
I think a lot of teachers groan at staff meetings, but if staff meetings and meetings in general have true purpose, that vision is communicated at the beginning, there are takeaways and deliverables. We waste a lot of time as admin filling up every free moment our teachers have by just delegating tasks. And if we are giving them support in those meetings and things that they can take back into their classrooms that are actually meaningful, they're more likely to buy in, and not just that famous meme of this could have been an email.
Right. So let me see if I can, and the reason I'm repeating it is because it's being recorded. So they asked me to make sure that they get everyone's input. So making sure that those staff meetings have purpose. They're meaningful. There are some takeaways from it. And it's not just, oh, wow, we could have had this in an email. It's not a gripe session, but a time that you can really know what we can do better and how we can do that better. Did I sum it all up? Gotcha. Yes, ma'am.
So when we originally started PBIS about over 10 years ago, we did not include teachers and staff in our weekly prizes. And so the second time around, starting last year, when we pull student tickets, the staff or teachers who nominate the students, they also get rewarded. So we go live on TV, 6 kids get a prize each week. We'll say nominated by Miss Tiffany. And then I come around with a card, I play our theme song music, kind of interrupt their class, make a big deal, and then they get to pick a prize. So like some of the prizes are simple, like candy or like pop, different things. But some of them are more unique, like you can do a casual Monday, so they get to dress down on a Monday, which usually our dress down days are Fridays, so that's an extra dress down day. They could leave early with the kids, so they get to leave 15 minutes early for the work day. They get to go to the wellness studio, and admin will cover their class, which most of them don't pick that, but we have all these different like unique prizes that don't require money. So it's been a huge morale boost for staff. We've been doing it about a year. Our students actually also are a part of the process where they come up with like teacher prize ideas, and the teachers also go on live TV with me to pool tickets. So one of the teachers that wins each week, they get to go on live and they get excited.
That is cool. Thank you. I'm going to borrow.
Harvest.
Yes, I'm going to I like that
idea.
Harvest that idea. If you didn't hear, she has an entire program that, they go live and they pick a prize, and children are involved with it as well as teachers, and there's all different types of activities that they can partake in that really don't cost much, which leads us great into it starts at the front door. As I said, it starts when you come in to any place. Do you welcome your staff? Everyone doesn't have to get a gift. Sometimes, though, it's nice just an even welcome card that says, thank you for being a part of the team. Suggestion box. At Somerset, there's something similar. There's a suggestion box that you can, as a teacher or a staff person or anybody, can do a suggestion. But why did you suggest Miss Beth? Not just putting her name, but really shouting out something that she did. Staff of the month. Every month they have a little gift. We do a gift card, a nice little wellness basket. After a month they get recognized. After 3 months our staff get recognized. 6 months, and then in a year. Again, that morale that I heard. Meeting staff one-on-one. Again, it's better if we talk right next to one another instead of coming to the office or saying in a large audience, I can't believe you did not watch your child. Oh, I'm sorry. The same way we don't want to chastise children in front of everyone, we got feelings too, y'all. So we have to be careful and mindful of them. Daily check-ins, staff outings. We've gone bowling. We've had dinner out. One of our staff meetings, instead of it being at our school, I took them all to Delaware just for a different venue. All of these things are important. Dear educator, this is all of you. If no one ever told you before, please remember that caring well for the next generation is your superpower.
We just want you to remember a few things as we're running down on time. You've been amazing. We want to make sure you're remembering that self-care. Remembering the self-care for you as well as your staff and the families that you serve. We did have some resources there.
But I want everybody to do this one thing. If you could stand up for me. Stand up. The words are on here. But if there's nothing else you take away from this, and you're going to follow me, all right? This is for everyone. And I say it to my kids. They know it by heart now. Follow my hand moves. Rest. Assure. I am powerful. I will succeed. Come on, say it like you mean it. No one, not one thing, will stop my expeditious Ascension. To greatness. Give yourself a round. Instead of being a boss. If you need to reach out to us, here is our information.
I would like to say thank you to everybody here today. We were very gracious and got funded from Pathways to Positive Connections from our partners at First Up and William Penn and PHMC, and Somerset was all a part of it. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to present to you and being so engaged. I would highly recommend you following Somerset. She does some amazing videos. I follow all the time and get some great ideas. And you are welcome to keep that Padlet. There's all that information on here about today's session as well as the others that we have today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank